So this may be completely redundant, but I'm going to just kind of quickly go over the chord thing that we talked about today. The 5 movable chords comprise the cage system: C, A, G, E, and D. We were looking at first, the most popular ones are E and A, turn into E and A chord into a movable chord. So the E chord, root is on the 6th string. The E note determines the name of that chord. If I refinger that chord and slide up 1 fret, I make my first finger like a capo. It's still an E shape, but it's higher in pitch, make it an F chord, and then F sharp and G, moves all the way up the neck. The same shape becomes all those different chords, and each one of those on each fret can be presented as a major chord, a minor chord, or a 7th chord, which gives you a fairly large vocabulary of chords. Basically, you can play any major, minor, or 7th chord in any key. So then you got the A chord, same thing. You refinger that without your index finger, slide up 1 fret. Now I'm playing a B flat or an A sharp. B, C, C sharp, D. Play the same shape up the neck, identify the note on the 5th string, and you'll name that chord. And it can be a major, a minor, or a 7th chord. So the sum total of between the bottom, the nut, and the 12th fret, with those 2 shapes, you have 72 chords. So the exercise in the book takes the 1, the 5, 7, the 6 minor, and the 4, and it just spreads them around the neck. The 1, so G, D7, E minor, C, G using the E form, D using D7 using the A form, we're in the 5th string, E minor using the A form, move up 2 frets to an E but make it a minor, and then C, I can go back down to the C on the 5th string and play a C using the A form, or I can use a C using the E form. Now I think in the book it does show you using the minor chord using the C form. Actually, no, it's later on in the book. Don't worry about that. But yeah, that exercise will be very useful in just kind of helping you not. You just kind of become intuitive about playing up and down the neck. And what we talked about, once you get those chords in your hand, you can start playing smaller pieces of them. Like here's my A chord on the 5th fret. I can play the full chord, or I can play the first 3 strings, or the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string. They all contain the 3 essential elements of that chord. And so once you get these chords comfortable in your hand, you start evolving them into these smaller fragments. Instead, that was just all an A chord. You take a piece of the A form and then the C form. So it just gives you a lot of musicality in playing. Instead of just playing one chord, that kind of stuff becomes really easy once you get these chords in your hand. And the last thing is that rhythm for what you're doing is perfectly right, but if you add a little more. Bass note. Anyway, just loosen up. You'll be fine. See you later.